All right, Swaggo, I believe we are back live again. Let's try to kick this thing off a second time.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, a leaking pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 177 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murph's Fan Cave.
Aren't we episode 176?
Episode number 176 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murph's Fan Cave. I'm so excited.
And now for something completely different.
All right.
You're living in the future, man.
I know, man.
We're not 2-0 yet.
I know. So excited about 1-0 that I was looking forward to 2-0 when we're in Las Vegas next week. But
yeah.
Hey, so anyway, so appreciate you joining us here for episode number 176 of Raiders Fan Radio, and of course, can't do it. And welcome back to the Fan Cave, my best buddy, Swag Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be back. Good to be back. You know, I was here and ready for the show last week.
Yeah.
And a little family emergency happened. My daughter swallowed a hair clip, or at least we thought she did. And we sat at the emergency room for, I don't know, like 2 or 3 hours. Finally got back there, and they took an x-ray and said, I don't see no clip.
So she's good.
Yeah. She's good. She's good.
Well,
but and thanks. People were sending me messages and texts and calls. Aaron called me. You know, thank you guys for looking out for me and my family.
That's what it's all about, man. This Raider Nation thing is family la familia, man. We don't just say that. That's not just lip service around here. It's a real deal, man. And so appreciate all of you with those kind thoughts and words. And so speaking of the chat room, Swaggo, who's in there tonight?
Yeah. We got Atticus B. Rockin', Lee B. Big Easy, Mr. Kano, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, my best friend in the whole world, Michelle Sweat, Chris Rubio, Andy Edits, Super Him. Who else we got in here? Ron the Mater Raider, Richie Cheddar, Big Easy. We got everyone in here.
Got everyone in here. Appreciate all of you.
Raider born Rico.
Oh, what's up, man? Good deal, man. Well, appreciate all of you, of course, joining us here for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. We got a lot to get to tonight, as I'm sure you suspect. We're not going to have a show next week because my boo, Max, and I, Max, we will be on our way back from Las Vegas on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We come back about midday on Wednesday, so there won't be a Raiders Fan Radio next week. So we have all the phone calls, all the emails tonight to get to. So much to talk to you all about. So we're going to have probably a pretty long show here tonight, and then we'll see you on Wednesday after next. In the meantime, you can check out all the Murph's Fan Cave shows, which we got some other good ones coming up for you even after this one. That is on the Murph's Fan Cave podcast feed. You can search for it by just search for Murph's, MURFS, Fan Cave, and then find us anywhere that you can find a podcast. And please do us a favor and like and subscribe and rate us, do all that good stuff. It certainly helps us with our show's initiative. So As I mentioned, we have other shows on the network. We do have Mondays with Mikey and Murph. Mikey had a family emergency himself this week, so we didn't have a Mondays with Mikey and Murph. But then we've also been doing these RFR rundowns. So, of course, that's where Swaggo and I have started the rundown, and that's where Swag so famously does his Aloha Corner.
Well,
which
yeah.
is absolutely hilarious. And then Sonny's been jumping in and joining me every
What's
other...
funny about it?
What about Aloha Corner?
Is there anything funny about that?
Well...
I thought it was just everyone talking about the NFL's best quarterback.
Is that not supposed to be a funny segment?
No, it's serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You need to jump in with that right now?
No, I'm not in the right headspace for that.
Oh, you're not? Okay. All right.
No, and Mosh gave me so much crap last week when I left. He put all my stuff on and all that, and he was yelling at me and Marcus.
Yeah, he was. He yelled
at both of us.
He scolded both of you two.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so the rundown. So lately, Cousin Sonny has been jumping in and helping me out with that show, and it's been great to have Sonny back on the network, and we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from everybody, from folks that were with us back before this was Raiders Fan Radio, back when we were Raiders Fan Cast, and even back in the old Sports Dagos days, and I've heard a lot of positive feedback on that. So thank you for welcoming Sonny back, and it's been fun doing that show with him. So Sonny and I have talked a lot about Josh DeBow lately, and he's been a hot topic for a lot of members of Raider Nation. I talked about it last week with Mosh, that Josh got the famous now response from Derek Carr in the press conference last week, which was what? Does it really matter, Josh?
It doesn't matter, Josh, or whatever.
Doesn't matter, Josh. Yeah. So, and then had his, little face that he put on there. And I'm not taking a run at Derek. That's not what it's going to turn into.
No.
But, because we're very happy for that. Want to know, man. That's what it's all
yeah,
about.
I'm wearing a DC jersey tonight.
There you go, man. And proudly so.
Absolutely.
He's our freaking quarterback.
He's our quarterback.
So, but Sonny and I are going to talk to Josh DeBow this week. And the episode. Yeah. So it may not be a Raiders Fan Radio rundown. We might call it a conversation depending on how it goes.
Yeah.
Depending on how long it is. If it's a 10, 15-minute interview, we'll just include it as part of the rundown. If it ends up being lengthy, then we'll make it its own RFR conversation. But anyway, so look for that in your Murph's Fan Cave feed coming up for this Friday before me and my boo, Max, before we leave for Vegas on Sunday. So we're going to head out to Vegas on Sunday, and we've got a lot going on around this Vegas trip, although there is no fans in the stands. Unfortunately, we got this brand new stadium, and nobody can go to it. All the Vegas bars are closed. So for those of you that listen to us, we were originally planning on doing a show from the Stage Door Casino, which is a bar there in Vegas. This is actually Cody's thing. This is not my thing. Cody has been so kind to invite me in to attend and to participate in this show. So being that we can't do it at Stage Door, we've had to move it to a place called Tommy Rockers. So Tommy Rockers, it was actually featured on the news last week, on the local Las Vegas news, as a gathering place for Raider Nation. And they're at 50% capacity, and you have to wear a mask and whatnot. But so they're handling everything the right way. But they were so kind to welcome Cody to join them to do this show. So we're going to be on stage during the game, and we're going to be rotating through a bunch of different guests. So, of course, Kenny King Jr., who's Cody's partner in podcasting and whatnot, will be there. Our buddy Kevin the Raider Nerd will be there.
Nice.
I'll be there. So we're going to have a group of folks that will be rotating through during the game and broadcasting, and then Cody and I are going to do a post-game show from there. So that's all going to be on Cody's channel. So we thank Cody for his partnership. And so for those of you that are in the chat room, and you folks that I'm sure everyone's familiar with Cody at this point, but if you're not, go find him, Raider Cody. He does an amazing job, amazing content, and definitely check that out.
He tweeted out our links to our show. So we've got a bunch of new people in the chat.
Sweet.
Easy Raider, Rick Ivy. Who else was in there? Corey Sanford's in there. Who was the other first time? 951 Raider.
Right on.
Yeah.
Man.
So
Awesome.
and those are Cody's guys, and they're coming over here. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Absolutely. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. A rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So much appreciate that, Cody. You doing that? That's good looking out, partner, and appreciate you. And and I look forward to this weekend, man. It's gonna be a blast. So we're gonna have the audio portion of this Cody was so kind to, I'm going to have the audio for whatever we do on his channel. I'm going to take that. We're going to upload that to the Murph's Fan Cave podcast feed. So you'll definitely have access to that. And it's going to be a really good time, man. We're going to have a good time at Tommy Rocker's watching the Raiders, man, take on those New Orleans Saints. So pretty big weekend planned. And of course, man, I can't wait. Our buddy Raider Ramon's been kind of bopping all around Vegas this week and sending us pictures of, the Raider image and the stadium and, the bricks with all the different players and all this and it just looks amazing, man. I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to meet so many of you. And so, speaking of buddies of ours and speaking of Kevin the Raider Nerd, he set up a Facebook group. You can find it by going to Facebook and type in Murph's Fan Cave RFR meetups. And that's where we're going to keep everybody posted on kind of what we're doing. I just told you what we're doing, but throughout the course of our trip, if we're going to meet up different places, because people ask us all the time, hey, we want to meet you guys when you're here, like our buddy Ruben in Vegas. I know Ramon's going to be there. Like there's a lot of folks that we want to get together with. Follow that Facebook group and we'll keep you posted on kind of where we're at. And so we can definitely get together, share a frosty adult beverage or whatever beverage of your choice, and talk a little bit of Raiders football, man. So it should be a really good time in Vegas this week. A lot of stuff going on. I'm really excited for all of that. All right, so little housekeeping here in Raiders Fan Radio. Just want to tell you, I'm going to keep this brief. If you do listen to the audio version of our podcast, you've heard a lot of ads lately. That's not us. That's the company that hosts our show.
Yes.
It does that, has now changed their protocols and are now inserting a lot more ads into it. So we've got things in the works to change that. But in the meantime, if the ads are too disruptive to you on the audio version of the podcast, first off, you can come join us on YouTube anytime we go live, which is every Wednesday night at 6, 7 Eastern. Or just, I always upload the raw audio of the show to YouTube. So you can go check it out there. If it takes you out, I get it and I respect it. And so just hop onto YouTube and you can hear us completely ad-free. All right? All right. That's all the housekeeping I got. So I go hit a break here and then I got something to share with you.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag? Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murph,
nice.
Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
How'd you get Patrick Claybon to give you top billing?
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry. I got a guy.
Well, apparently you got a guy because you got top billing.
Well, yeah.
It's like Swag's Cave up in here.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Yeah, it is.
Why not?
So, hey, shout out the chat room real quick.
Yeah, we got Tyrone Graves, David Jeremio, Robert Bedoy. Sorry about that. Pirate 1975, Michelle Sweat, Chris Rubio, Raider Cody's in there, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Lee B. We've got the whole gang.
Nice. Good deal. Appreciate all the new folks in there, man. We always love to hear, love to see new folks in the chat room. Always love to get voicemails and emails from new folks. In fact, we've got one tonight, and so look forward to hearing that. And all right, so I mentioned all this Vegas stuff, right?
Okay.
So as we know, we've got this big, bright, shiny new stadium, this pearl in the desert, man, the Death Star.
Yeah.
And we all can't wait to get to it. And so so again, we're going to be able to go check it out. We just can't sit in it to watch our freaking beloved Raiders play. But I saw this thing, Jeff, this last week.
Okay.
Made me think of you.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I keep scratching my nose. My mustache hairs are tickling my nose.
Yeah, easy with that.
So, easy with
Hey.
I don't need to know details of your life.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Okay, so I could probably... Jeez. This is where we start going off the rails.
This is where we crack.
This is where we crack. All right. So, okay. So I saw this thing that the Las Vegas Review-Journal had put out, Jeff, and I'm sure I could probably pick some of these up this week, but they put this thing out that they released a special newspaper.
Yes.
Okay. This is the Allegiant Stadium commemorative edition, and that was, best I could tell, unless you live in Las Vegas, it was only available in limited quantities by order.
Okay.
So I ordered us some, and I got one for you. Here you go.
Oh.
So show it to everybody, because this is really cool.
Oh, my gosh.
So it's a full-on newspaper. For those of you that are in the audio version of the show, it's a full-on newspaper, commemorative edition of Allegiant Stadium, and it contains all the details of the stadium. Like,
How cool is that?
You open it up and it's got all the structural information about the stadium. It's got a big article on Mark Davis in there.
Yeah.
It's got.
And look, if you open it up, you got the whole Allegiant Stadium.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool?
You can frame that.
That's really freaking cool, man. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff, man. So enjoy that. I'm going to probably frame mine and hang it up
And
here
if you want body sculpting in Vegas, they got an ad in there for that, too.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know, I need a little.
Yeah, it's called Fast Fit.
Oh, okay, good.
If anyone's interested.
I needed a good sculpt.
You need sculpting.
I needed a good sculpt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. All right, so Swag Jeff each and every week takes our episode number and ties it back to something significant within Raider Nation. And so this week is 176, Swaggo. What you got?
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to take it back to 1996. Well, we're going to talk about a career as a Raider, 1996 to 2000. We're talking about our 1996 first pick in the 1996 draft, over 9th overall. We're going to talk about Ricky Dudley.
Ricky Dudley,
number 83 tight end, drafted 9th overall in the 1996 draft. He had a good career as a Raider.
Well, except he dropped every other pass.
He dropped every other pass.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, he was 50%.
Sorry, Ricky Dudley fans.
Yeah. But he had 186 receptions for 2,627 yards, and he had 29 touchdown receptions. That's not bad, for a 5-year career.
Yeah.
And he caught 1 2-point conversion.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So if you add up all those points, 29 touchdowns and 1 2-point conversion equals 176 points scored for the Raiders. That is right.
Good job, Swag. How about that?
Well, yeah.
Good job, man.
Absolutely.
Dig it.
Yeah. Why don't we hit some contact info?
Okay.
All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us, show at RaidersFanRadio.com, or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Merv's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit?
Good.
All right. So, hey, I got a question.
Okay.
I got a question for the chat. I got a question for our listeners here. All right. So there was a little bit of controversy that brewed up here in the fan cave. Did you know about this, Jeff, last week?
No.
There's a little bit of controversy. So I'm gonna float it out there. And this is a little bit self-serving, but I think it's going to be kind of fun. So this jersey that hangs behind me here, this autographed Will Compton jersey.
Yes.
This game jersey that was handed to us by Will Compton himself and autographed at that bar right over there. So that was a pretty cool thing for a Raider to be here in the fan cave to sign. And I'm like, all right, we got to honor that by putting it here. Well, when I put it here, it displaced, and I'm going to go to Mosh's cam, because if you see to the right on this shot there's an autographed Marcel Reese jersey that Marcel Reese handed me when we met him at a Raiders-Titans game.
Yes.
And I was wearing that jersey, and Marcel came up. We were watching Marcel warm up on at the base of the end zone there, practicing like his toe drag. And he looked over at me and goes, "Hey man, let me get that jersey." And he came over and signed it. And I took it out. I got a Sharpie from the kid sitting next to me, and he freaking signed the jersey. And so there was a lot of folks that after hearing and knowing that story went, well, you can't replace Marcel Reese with Will Compton. Marcel is a Raider legend. He's now working for the front office for the Raiders themselves. And even like Sonny was like, dude, you got to put Marcel there. That's your guy. And Marcel's always been one of my favorite Raiders. Like he's right behind Stabler and Biletnikoff.
Yeah.
As like my all-time favorite. Marcel Reese was an amazing Raider. And
Sure.
so not only on, but off the field and like playing with him in Madden and like all this stuff. Like he was just great, man. So anyway, so the controversy was who goes there? So I'm going to ask the chat room, who should we put, the Marcel Reese or the Will Compton? Both of them handed them to me, but Will's was right here in the fan cave, man. So it's pretty legit. But now Will's a Titan. So, anyways, a little bit of something.
You want my opinion?
Well, of course. Lead it off with that. Please.
Yeah. So I understand. I understand the reason why that went there. Yeah. I mean, he was here. He's the only Raider that's ever been here. But you kind of answered it. But he's not a Raider anymore. You know, I mean, obviously, once a Raider, always a Raider, and he's one of our favorite football players. Just he's an easy guy to root for.
And he's funny. We like him as a guy.
Crap. Yeah. But Reese took a job for the Raiders. So he served the Raiders for a long time wearing that jersey, and now he's serving them again. So if you ask me, I'd say you bring that 4-5 back over here.
Bring a 4-5 back over
here?
Yeah.
And if you want to, you can put that 5-1 at my house.
Of course. Hey, well, there's a reason that like my Xbox gamer tag is Coach Murph 45. Like everything I do is 45, man.
Yeah.
Like, so, because Marcel's my guy. So, anyways, all right, well, appreciate that. And it looks like everybody in here is saying it's Marcel in a landslide. So, all right.
Oh yeah,
we'll put it back. Yeah, Kevin the Raider nerd in there says, Murph, you didn't have to ask for Marcel's autograph. That's true.
Well, that is very true.
He offered, and the other thing too, like on Will's, he wrote For the Boys and signed it. Marcel wrote Raider Nation.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, I answered my own question.
Yeah.
Marcel's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
He's the guy. All right. So I want to give some respect. First off, respect Marcel Reese.
Well, yeah.
We don't do shout-outs. We don't do props. Nothing wrong with those two things. But around here, we like to do respect. And so I want to give respect to quite a few folks. Then we're going to get into some game talk. We're going to talk about the Carolina game, of course. But I want to give respect to Silver and Black UK. I want to give respect to all of our folks across the pond. So this year, Swaggo, I'm a member of Silver and Black UK. And you can be a member of Silver and Black UK too. It doesn't matter where you live. You just go on there and register for it. And you can become a member of Silver and Black UK as well. And so
nice.
they sent out this week, their swag packs.
Oh,
So-
you had me at swag.
Yeah, of course I did. So you can see the little flag I have back here, the Silver and Black UK flag.
Yes.
And then they sent this like hat patch thing where it says Silver and Black Member UK.
Dude.
It goes on like the side of your hat, right?
That's sweet.
Which is cool. And then also there's a challenge coin. So I'm showing all these things on the video for those of you that are.
Oh my gosh.
So that Silver and Black.
And it's got the Vegas theme to it too?
Yeah. And so look at, this was my favorite. So they sent a pack of playing cards. And look, when you lift it up, the top of the flap, look what it says.
Oh.
How cool is that? It says Just Win Baby on it.
That's way cool.
So playing cards, and then also, and I'm going to go to Mosh's camera here, there's a flag. So the Silver and Black UK got the Union Jack flag with that. It's a freaking
They
cool.
sent all of that to you?
Yeah, plus like a membership card and like, oh yeah, dude, it's legit, man. So Silver and Black UK, thank you very much to those folks. That's of course Keith Smith, that is Ollie, all the folks associated with Silver and Black UK.
Yeah.
Fantastic Raider fans across the pond, one of the best booster clubs, and there are many really, really good ones. Of course, you guys know how we feel about the Black Hole, the New Jersey guys, all that stuff. Silver and Black UK, top notch, man. Way to go out there, guys. All right, I also want to give respect to, speaking of fan club presidents, president of the Erie chapter, the Great Lakes Booster Club, which you can see is on a shirt we have over there behind Uncle Mosh. The Erie chapter or the Great Lakes Booster Club is significant because Erie, Pennsylvania is where Fred Biletnikoff is from. And so our buddy, Jimmy Zebach, who is the president of that Great Lakes Booster Club, we're behind the initiative to get a brand new sign put up outside of Erie High School where Fred Biletnikoff played his high school football.
Yes.
And it's a picture of him in a Raider uniform. And basically the initiative was to get it collectively supported and funded by Raider Nation, which Jim did. And we were part of that, thankfully. And so when you look at the sponsorship list, it says Murph's Fan Cave on there. And that not only is from our donations, but everybody that contributed to it. And so so much props to them. They've got it. They've unveiled it this week. And so so that thing is up and running there. All right. Now let's get to Let me do one more housekeeping thing, and then we're going to get to all Raider talk.
Yeah.
One more housekeeping thing. I told this gentleman that we would shout this thing out. I wasn't going to cover this originally because I felt a little like it was a little bit too much self-gloss. I'm not saying this to be like, hey, look at us. I'm telling you this because he asked me to share the article, so I'm going to share it with you. And I thought it was pretty cool. And I'm very thankful for this to be kept in the same company as the other folks on this list. FeedSpot is a kind of like a data research company.
Sure.
And they rank blogs and podcasts and things like that. So they put out this article, and we've got a link to it in the show notes there so you can find it. FeedSpot. It was the top 20 Raiders podcasts. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay, pretty cool. And so we are ranked number 7.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and they have all this whole list of things that they use to determine where your ranking is.
Okay.
Like your Alexa rating, your social media interactions, your whatever, your frequency of episodes, all these different kind of things. All that fed into this thing, and then they determine it with their analytics, what the top 7 or top 20 were. So we're number 7. Well, here's what I'm very proud of, and so click the link. You can see for yourself, and it's not about being competitive. We support everybody around us.
Yes.
But we were the highest of all the shows that aren't either put out by the Raiders themselves or endorsed by a multimedia company or a corporation.
Oh my gosh.
We're the highest of the fan shows. So hence Murph's Fan Cave. So
nice.
We definitely appreciate that. All right.
How cool is that?
Yeah, pretty cool stuff there. So again, that's not self-gloss. I just wanted to do that to Anuj Argawal. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Yeah.
Is the gentleman that reached out to me on that. All right, I got one more for you, Swag. Hold on.
Okay.
This is where we're going to talk about some Raider stuff.
Yeah.
And I want your feedback on this because I've talked a lot and I want to hear from you. And I want to hear from the chat room a ton on this, please. I want to shout out, give respect to John Gruden and, frankly, the entirety of the organization, but especially John Gruden, on what could have been a very sensitive topic. And that is the moments of unity. That is what the teams have chosen to do during the anthems and pregame and whatnot. And there's been a lot of controversy, to use an Uncle Mosh term. There's been a lot of controversy around what different teams are doing. I'm not going to talk about what anybody else is doing. And this is not a political comment. This is a comment on the unity that was demonstrated by the Raiders. And I think that it's very important to note that the Raiders acted as a team. They acted as a team with John Gruden kind of leading the demonstration. And I think that's an important thing to have collective and all, because I've been saying any of the things that I've talked about in terms of the protests and things like that we wanted to see demonstrated unity. We want to see us coming together, not being divided. And I thought that this was a very well-executed demonstration by the Raiders. I thought that it definitely showed unity. And when you look back at the challenges that we had in 2017, the challenges when these things first started coming up, we unfortunately didn't have a head coach that could handle leading men. And that's, I'm just saying it for what, that's my opinion. You might think different, but I don't think we were equipped back then. And I think that it showed. And when you looked at the way the Raiders started that season, whipped the hell out of the Titans, whipped the hell out of the Jets, and then all of a sudden we fell apart against the Washington Redskins, and all these accusations, all these commentaries, all these things came up about this division. And because I didn't feel that at the time we had a coach that was equipped to be able to lead these men. When you look at the way that John Gruden handled this, and I remember even saying back then, if Al Davis was alive, this doesn't happen because Al Davis was a unifier. And I think John Gruden is a unifier as well. And I'm so proud to be a Las Vegas Raiders fan. I'm proud of our coach. I'm proud of our captains. I'm proud of Derek Carr, Rodney Hudson, all the men that lead this football team. I'm very proud of them. And it's an amazing demonstration considering the volatility that we are all experiencing in the world today. So thank you very much to them. Swag, I'm going to turn it over to you and then let us hit a break.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we saw different teams and different games handle it in different ways and stuff like that. But you know what? Yeah, being a Raider is great, and yes, he unifies and all that. I dig it. You said everything. I don't need to say anything else.
Right on, bro.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
All right, this is how we keep the lights on around here. Let's get to one more thing before we get on to the Carolina game. My bookie, winning season returns at my bookie. Winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means insane props, epic bonuses, and the craziest cross-sport wagers. At my bookie, winning season means watching live sports and betting live sports all season long. Rejoice! The NFL has returned. That means action-packed Sundays and huge cash prizes. Get in the action. Use promo code CAVE, that is C-A-V-E, and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play designed to add more. Excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. Bet with the best this NFL season for your chance to win big. Use promo code CAVE, that is C-A-V-E, and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today only at my bookie.
What's up, everyone? This is Maurice Hurst with the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio with Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Just win, baby. Thanks.
Is it me or is it you? No, it's me. How about that? I got to start reading my own script, Swaggo.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
once you hit the audio clip we got.
See, that's why, you know what? That's why you should be the producer around here.
That's why it's Swag's Fan Cave. That's why I got first billing on the Claiborne ID.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, we delivered, man. Our first win in the history of Las Vegas. Whoa! Game balls for everybody. Game balls. We're going to have to win some shootouts here and there. Yes? I don't want anybody to even blink. Next week, it might be 10-9. We're going to have to get better. We got to get better. We know what it's all about. This was tough. We lose Trent Brown. We lose our other tackle. We lose Quint. We lose Ruggs. We keep what? Fighting. We're on a mission. Hey, I love you guys. Congratulations. Game balls for everybody. Learn from this.
All right, there we go. Good stuff there. Appreciate John Gruden in the locker room there, firing the guys up.
Yeah,
and man, this was an exciting football game, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. You know, gosh, Jeff, there's really so many different things to hit. My favorite thing, and this is the old school Murph talking here. You see Willie Brown. I don't know if you can see it here behind me. My autographed Willie Brown picture there, number 24, wearing the long sleeves. How good was it to see Jonathan Abram back on the field, laying fools out? That hit that he laid on McCaffrey.
Oh,
dude,
my gosh, pop.
He popped him, and to see him flying around the way that he was with the long sleeves, not wearing the sleeves tucked up and rolled like so many, all the players wear nowadays.
Yeah.
He had, it wasn't as long as Willie's back in the day, but like to see those like shaggy sleeves, like it just reminded me of like the old school Raider mentality. And I love the way that Jonathan Abram just seems so much more like when we saw him on Hard Knocks and all the salmon thing and all that, and him giving Derek a hard time about how much money he makes. And all that.
Yeah.
He seems silly, but like now it's like he still has maintained his personality.
Yes.
But he seems a little more calculated, a little more intense. And I think that, you know, when you listen to him, he's like, look, I need to be available. Like, it's not my goal to go out there and start taking people's heads off. I need to make sure that I play within myself. But he's still taking people's heads off. Like, freaking Jonathan Abram he's badass, dude. That guy quickly is climbing to be one of my, I mean, he might be my favorite current Raider.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, him and Huddy's my favorite, but like Abram's like coming up right behind him, especially if he starts putting together some really good games back to back to back.
Yes.
Like freaking Abram really stood out to me in this game. And considering that we have a young secondary and how he really showed up, I think is just, I mean, that clearly paid dividends for the Raiders. And so that's one of the big things that jumped out at me. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's obviously the one that I noticed the most. I mean, the guy had so many tackles during the game. It was crazy. And, I think, we obviously never want to see a guy go down on an injury like he did last year, but the guy had a full year to rest and to learn the culture of the Raiders. He took the entire season last year becoming a Raider. Like, it was really cool to see, and him being in all the interviews and doing all that kind of stuff. I mean, he really embodied a Raider before he even actually really and truly became a Raider. And I just thought that was really cool. And, to see him flying all over the place, doing what he did last year in the Broncos game where, I saw a picture from last year when he got hurt. I mean, his face mask was all like bent and stuff like that. It was really cool. But he epitomizes like the old Raiders, and I dig that. And he also gets under the player's skin, the other team. And I love that. I mean, I don't know if it's trash talk. I mean, obviously probably trash talking and all that stuff, but I love that, and that's why when you saw Christian McCaffrey jump into the end zone, he threw the ball at Abram. Like he's getting under these guys' skin, and that's going to play like huge into the season. I love it.
That's Raidery. Like, that's the kind of stuff that we used to do, man. Like Al Davis would say, like, we want your team to be afraid when you pull into the parking lot. We want you to be afraid as we walk into the stands. We want you to be afraid of the fans. We want you to be afraid of the players. And they would do all kinds of stuff. And they would, play the mind game. I mean, that was a freaking hallmark of the Raiders of the 70s was the mind game, was the game within the game. And so it's great to see a player like that, not just junk talk, but bring it, man. Like, that dude, like, I'm telling you, man, he's freaking so fun to watch. So who else stood out to you, Jeff?
You could obviously say some other folks, but a guy that really stood out to me was Kwiatkowski.
Short-lived, sadly, but
short-lived, but that's when we saw once he exited the game was when we kind of saw the running game start for the other team. He was like plugging up all those holes. I mean, he was doing a great job.
He really was, man. You saw him in on a lot of tackles, man. And that's what Mosh and I were noticing as we were watching the game is that like the guy was constantly around. You know what I mean? And that's so huge to see him flying around. I mean, Josh Jacobs goes, we need to bring it up. Like 3 touchdowns. What do you have, 95 yards? Like talk about lights out, man. Like, and I want to kind of dovetail Josh Jacobs to some of my comments about Derek. We've been highly vocal about Derek around here.
Yes.
And I think deservedly so. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to see your team win more. And I think that, the position of quarterback, you get more of the blame than you deserve and you get more of the credit than you deserve. But look, it's the most high profile position probably in all of sports. And so when your team's not winning, we're going to have commentary on it. Now, that's not commentary of not always supportive. Sometimes we'll get a little bit of feedback from folks saying like, oh, you think this and you want to get rid of Derek. Like, no, we don't want to get rid of Derek. Like, I had an interaction with somebody on Facebook this week that was like, Carr, oh, you always saying Carr must go. I'm like, ain't nobody around here has ever said Carr
I jumped in on that too. That's just crazy.
It's silly. Like, that's not the notion. And if that's your takeaway from it, then I wish it were different, but that's never a sentiment around here is that Carr must go. He is our quarterback, and we will be highly supportive of him until the day that he is not. And I hope he is for a really long time.
Yeah.
Now, that said, I think that it's okay for us to have an expectation that's higher than the last, however many years of production outside of 2016. Like, we want to see W's. You want to see more numbers in the left of the column than you do in the right. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's purely just us speculating on maybe why some of those things haven't always matched up. So all that said, this game, I think, Murph's opinion, a 47-year-old Raider fan sitting in his bonus room with his best friend and a microphone, my opinion is only just that. I'm just a big freaking fan, just like all of you in the chat room. My opinion is that this is the kind of game and team to surround, or kind of game that Derek needs to have based on the team that he is surrounded by. And I said earlier in the season, Kenny Stabler was an MVP of the league and he threw for 2,500 yards.
Right.
You don't need to have, even in today's NFL, Derek shouldn't have to worry about throwing for 4,000 yards. He shouldn't have to throw for 300 plus a game and 3 touchdowns. If he can throw for 200 plus yards, not have any turnovers, throw a touchdown or 2, and let Josh Jacobs and the defense do the rest. That's all we need. Like, yes. And I'm not talking about reducing him down to a game manager because he's way too cerebral for that. So it's not, and he's very good at executing John Gruden's offense. What I am saying is that if all things are hitting the way they should be, there shouldn't be this demand on him to go out and do it, because that's where I think that I don't want to say he struggles, but that's where the challenges have lied for him in the past when it's all the responsibility has been thrust upon him. That's not the case with this year's football team. And I hope that it doesn't ever turn into that, because now he's got enough around him. He's got one of the best offensive lines in football. He's got a badass running back. He's got, yes, they're young, but they're very capable wideouts. He's got probably the best tight end in the league. And he's got a defense that we didn't see it this last week, but now hopefully we'll see them get the ball back for him. So Josh Jacobs and Derek Carr in the backfield collectively, that's freaking money, dude. And so I think that we're in a very healthy spot. Yes, it's week 1. Yes, I'm excited. Yes, I'm thinking ahead of it because I'm a Raider fan and I think with my heart and not my head. But as of right now, things look good. Like, this was exactly what you want to see, other than maybe a little bit more pressure on the quarterback, other than maybe a little more play from the secondary. But even then, I thought they did well based on what they were given. And you're going to have mistakes made by young players. It's just going to happen. You're going to have David Arnett overshoot a thing. It's just whatever. It's okay. It's going to happen, but it didn't cost us the football game. That's what's important. So anyways, I'm going to shut up now. I've been rambling for a minute. Swaggo, take us away.
That's the key thing. It did not cost us the football game. So many times we're on the other side of these shootouts like this. And yes, Derek had a good game. He didn't get sacked. So kudos to the offensive line. I mean, we were down to our third tackle or something like that. So kudos to the offensive line. But and they talked about it all throughout the game about, Derek, he, had an incredible season last year, threw for, 4,000 yards and had his best season ever and all that stuff. But, those stats are fine and wonderful, but I'd take a W over that 10 out of 10 times.
Amen.
So yes, and to your point, he doesn't have to throw for 4,000 yards. Why should he have to throw for 4,000 yards? Let him throw for 200 yards, a touchdown pass to Aguilar, and that's perfect. That's what we want.
Absolutely, dude. And how money was that freaking pass to Aguilar? By the way,
it was perfect. I mean, he couldn't have put that in a better spot.
That was gorgeous, man. That was freaking gorgeous. He looked good, man. He looked really good.
Yeah.
And again, Josh Jacobs, man, I just, with that offensive line, it's hard not to get really fired up about where this team's going.
And quick respect to Ruggs. I think he had an incredible debut. Heck of a lot better of a debut than Jerry Jeudy. For the Donkeys that some people were, wondering why we didn't take him first at 12.
Now you know.
Well, yeah, because he's got a case of the dropsies just like that other Alabama wide receiver.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
We picked the right Alabama wide receiver.
Well, yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. And then and this one's for Q.
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. It ain't furl.
Come on, Aaron. That was money.
That was good. That was good.
That was money, dude.
And you know what? And that's why they brought him here.
Dude, he was the highest ranked run defender in Pro Football Focus this week.
Yeah.
Look, Aaron, I'm with you on the sack production, clearly. And look, and Aaron's brought it up numerous times that when you look at the difference between Josh Allen, who he wanted, and frankly most of us wanted, when you look at the difference between the sack production, clearly Josh Allen is the superior player in terms of that. But I think that, look, if this is the role that Farrell is going to fit into, if he's going to be the run stopper, if he's going to be the guy that can kick inside and have versatility in that, and let Max Crosby and Arden Key and those guys get after the quarterback, then so be it, man. I still think that we lack there, but I don't want to be critical of the team at all, because a win is a win. And I'm going to, you know what I mean? We say all the time, all we want's W. So I'm not going to complain about anything. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to complain about. Yes, there's always, and look, and first off, I'm not a coach and it doesn't damn matter anyways, but there's always things you could get nitpicky about, but look, they look good. They look good for what they were. Look, it's freaking, the offseason was shortened so much. And when you look at their ability to still, gel offensively on the line, dude, like you said, we were down to our third freaking time. John Gruden didn't even know his name.
Yeah, he didn't know his name.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're kicking Denzel Good, a backup guard, out to tackle, and you didn't hear his name all game long. That's how you know your offensive line's playing well. There's a reason that I know who Austin Howard is because I used to hear his gosh darn name every single game.
Yeah, exactly. And before we move on, I want to give one shout out to it'll get overlooked, but Daniel Carlson.
Dude,
Daniel Carlson
yards?
had his career-long field goal.
Money, bro.
It was perfect. This guy couldn't hit a field goal to save his freaking life last year, and the guy hits a 54-yarder, and that ends up being the game winner.
And
you know what I mean?
Well, me and Mosh watched the game. Mosh came over. We watched it together, and we were talking about that. It was like Mosh goes, "Oh, here comes Easy. He's going to kick the field goal." And I'm like, "Oh, man, but it's past 40 yards."
Right.
Because he's like money inside 40, but last year, like you said, he struggled. Anything over 40 yards was like really freaking hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
And then he freaking drills it.
Drilled. He could have probably hit that from 60.
Yeah, that was
legit, it was a good kick.
That was legit.
Yeah. So, hey, let's jump into Sea of Fans.
Okay.
There he is, baiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied, he throws. It is.
All right, so the best part of our show around here in the Fan Cave is you. More of you and less of us is a good thing. It's one thing for us to sit up here and spew our opinions into microphones, but we love to hear from Raider Nation, man. That's what it's all about. And we have the best listening audience, and I'm so thankful for all of you and the support that you give us each and every week. And so you can contact us in two different ways. You can email us. That is show@RaidersFanRadio.com, SHOW @RaidersFanRadio.com. So you can email us there, or you can call us at 909-345-3346. Now, if you email us an indefinite amount of times, or if you call us and we play your message 3 times, you become a made man or a made woman here in the Fan Cave. And there are numerous of you now. There are 30 some odd of you. And we've actually got one to honor tonight that we made him, but then I'm terrible at keeping up with this stuff, and I missed putting his name on the list. And so he emailed us this week, and I want to give this guy a lot of props, because this is someone going back. Speaking of Silver and Black UK, this is somebody that is a long-time supporter of this show, and so I want to honor him tonight by doing that. But anyways, so those are the 2 ways you can contact us, or you can participate in each and every episode of Raiders Fan Radio by going to the chat. That is youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. And Swaggo, who do we got in there tonight?
Yeah, we got Lee B, Tyrone Graves, Ron the Mater Raider, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Big Easy, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Omar A, Raider Born Rico, Pirate 1975, Chris Rubio, Sugar Shane, Fierce Raider Classics. We've got everyone in here.
Right on, man. Good stuff, man. So appreciate you all. And Swaggo, you're going to start us off tonight with the emails.
Well, yeah.
Who do you got?
Yo, what's up, Murph, Swaggy, and the one and only Uncle Mosh? Let's go. Raiders get the win, and now I can relax. What's a Raider game without being a little nervous, though? We came out strong and can tell we got a little bit gassed in the second half, but we put it together and figured it out. Abram was out there trying to take heads off. Arnett got blown on that one play that gave up a touchdown, but for the most part, our DBs did a good job not rolling over. Harris will have to do a little better at his angle tackling, because, man, that was pretty terrible. Booker had me nervous every time he touched the ball after that fumble, but I'm moving forward and won't hold it against him. Trent Brown will probably reconstruct his contract by week 8 if he can't stay on the field. I know you guys seen the game, so I won't keep stating the obvious, but I would like to emphasize the importance of once a Raider, always a Raider. The game ball deserves to go to Tahir Whitehead for helping his former teammates when we needed.
Yeah, he's still making plays for the Raiders.
Oh my gosh, more plays. And whoever thought Renfro put so much fear into his heart. He knows what he can do and got real nervous. We have some things we have to fix, but I looked at this game as a preseason game in terms of warming up. Before I go, I just have to ask one question because it's driving me crazy. Did anyone else see a pig in a welding mask on Thursday?
Oh my God.
I turned on the TV to watch football, but all I saw was a pig with a foggy mask and a frog in a hot dog suit. The Muppets have gotten very dark lately. Well, I guess I'll try again next Thursday and see what comes on. Tide a Raider. Oh. P.S. This game made me more nervous than Swag reading one of my misspelled emails.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know what, Jeff? You know why? So we do a little segment around here that Andy Reid has had the title of for months and months and months, but then PJ Hall took the title away from Andy Reid, and so Andy Reid was just trying to reclaim his title on Thursday night.
Well, yeah.
Fact of the
week.
Says he's fat.
Who's fat?
So good. I thought you were going to play the extended version.
I know. I thought I had the new one there, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Well, it's all right. We'll
Yeah, throwback.
Yeah, throwback. All right. So next up. All right. Hey, guys. We won. Not a pretty game on the defensive side of the ball, but a win is a win. Quick takes from me. The offense looks dynamic with Carr operating comfortably so far. Jacobs is a beast. Ruggs and Edwards did not play like rookies, and the O-line was stout even after losing Trent Brown. The defense is young but needs a lot of work. No pass rush to speak, bad tackling, and worryingly soft in the middle. It's going to be a long season if things don't tighten up sharpish. One other thing. Props to Tahir Whitehead. I got a feeling Tahir's going to get a lot of love tonight. Props to Tahir Whitehead. Great to see he is not improved in the slightest when it comes to coverage skills. Great to have Raider football back again and a win in the bag. Here's to the next one. Cheers. Scotland's David Love.
Oh, nice.
Made man and kilt wearer. So here's the thing about David Love. So David Love is the only guy that's an RFR listener that literally represents an entire country. Now, yes, there is Queen Haley of Scotland, and there's Colin, and there's Kev, and there are so many great RFR listeners that keep in touch with us here at RFR that are from the great country of Scotland. But David Love is one of the only guys that's ever done an interview on here,
yes,
and represented the entirety of the country because
nice.
we refer to him as Scotland's
own David Love.
And so there's David Love. This is at the Blitnikoff. We got a chance to meet. You remember this?
Oh, my
Jeff?
gosh, he's so cool.
Got a chance to meet David, and so there he is with the Raiderettes and wearing his kilt, as he said. So the reason that I brought that up earlier about the playing the Made Man music again is that I forgot to put David on our list.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I changed it. So now when we do our rundown of Made Men, we will refer to David Love. So for those of you that are new to the show, and I know we got a lot of you, when you call and leave a message 3 times, or you email us an indefinite amount of times, or you're Scotland's David Love.
Well, yeah.
And we meet you live at the Blitnikoff Awards, you become a made man.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, appreciate that.
Nice.
Appreciate Scotland's David Love. And I would be remiss, and I apologize, I would be remiss if I did not mention that you can also become a made woman here on Raiders Fan Radio. I mentioned Queen Haley of Scotland, and in the chat tonight, of course, is fan favorite Michelle Sweat.
Absolutely.
So she's the most recent of the made women, and so appreciate her and appreciate all. And we get a lot of ladies that support us here at Raiders Fan Radio. So, so we appreciate you. And yes, call us, email us, become a made woman. And plus, Swaggo voiceovers the made woman music.
I know. I want to play it all the time. I want to play it all the time.
All right, Jeff, who we got next?
Okay, hi, and thanks for all you do, Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. To the capo, all the made men and women and the rest of Raider Nation, what a win to lose the lead. Then Carr and Josh Jacobs leading us back to get the lead, and the defense finally making a stand to stop the Panthers, and we get a win. Worried about the injuries and how the defense is playing, but in the end, we won, and that's all that matters. Now for all the Carr haters and those that give him crap. I know it's the first game, but let's look at the QB standings, the good, the bad, and think about what we have. The stats are according to NFL.com. It's a Monday morning. Here we go. Passing yards at 239 yards. Now, these are Carr stats.
Okay.
Yes, so passing yards, 239. That's tied for 15th with Tom Brady.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Tied with the GOAT.
Tied with the GOAT. Yards per attempt, 8 yards. He's 8th with people attempting 20 or more passes. So we averaged 8 yards per pass.
And can I just jump in on just half a step here?
Go ahead.
How we speculated that in the Raiders' first possession, especially in the first 3 downs, they were going to test deep and let one fly to Ruggs. And did know it? That's exactly what they did.
And I love that.
It only barely missed. I would even hesitate to say that Derek overthrew him, because I think if he would have underthrown him, then the DB would have had a chance to make a play on the ball.
Yes.
So it was really a well-thrown pass.
Yes.
That was freaking money. So if he connects on that one, that 8 yards per attempt, even that goes up. So, I love this more versatile, whatever you call it, more dynamic version of Gruden's West Coast offense. I love that he just threw deep, baby.
Well,
Went Kenny Stabler, went Daryl LaMonica, went Al Davis with it.
Absolutely.
In that first series. So
absolutely.
Good stuff. Please.
Passing completions with a 23 for 30, he was 73.3%, and that's 7th best with quarterbacks attempting 20 or more passes.
Wow.
He had a passer rating of 107.5, and that's 7th best with 20 plus passes.
And your dad's radio station.
And my dad's radio station.
Shout out Woody. No free shout outs.
Well, yeah, no free shout outs. Yeah. Swag dad. So at 20 plus yards plus Carr, he had 3, which is tied for 9th. Sorry, I'm getting all my stats mixed up here. At 40 plus yards, for 1 tied for 3rd. Side note: only 9 quarterbacks to go 40 plus. Only 3 QPs did not take a sack. Derek Carr, Phillip Rivers, and Aaron Rodgers. But only 1 game, but overall he's in the top 15th in all stats, and he's 9th or better in all but yards. Our offense is not our issue. The fact that our defense is still pretty bad. I think we can win versus the Saints, but it ain't going to be easy, and we'll take all of our effort. Running Bear.
Nice. Running Bear and Tulare. Appreciate you, my friend. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so as much as the Capo is a stalwart when it comes to the voicemails, and we're going to get to Capo in a second, the kind of the guy that roots us in the emails each and every week is Paul.
Paul. Paul.
But it's not Paul's turn.
It's not Paul's turn, Murph.
No, it's not Paul's turn.
No, it's my best friend besides you.
There you go. So let's handle that first.
Hey, guys, what's up? Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff, a.k.a. my bestie. Feels good to roll through the week as winners, doesn't it?
Yes.
I got to be real honest, though. I think Raider Nation has some post-traumatic stuff to work on from all these years of losses. We're just not sure how to celebrate. People went straight to everything that we did wrong and skipped right over the celebration. Now I know there's a lot of things that could have and should have went different, and I'm sure we'll get all those covered in other voicemails, emails, and on the show. But yo, the bottom line is we won. We're currently undefeated.
Yes.
Let's roll with that because it's a tough game coming up. But man, seeing football again was nice, wasn't it? I'm not going to lie, guys. Finally seeing Raider football again has got me almost excited as Rico's voicemails. Anyway.
That's hilarious.
I know, isn't that awesome? Anyway, go Raiders. Just win, baby. And we did. Michelle Sweat.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
That was epic, dude. That was so funny. My glasses are fogging up and I'm sweating over here. That was awesome, Michelle. Great job on that email. All right, good stuff. All right, now we can get to of course, 30 seconds of Paul.
Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Hello? Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
All right, let's hear from our buddy Paul in Shropshire, Mississippi. Hey guys, hope all is well. There aren't many things in life better than waking up to a Victory Monday. Colors are richer, birds' songs are sweeter, and the insane-looking grin on my face is immovable. The only thing that would have made the weekend better would have been, We'll just say that he mentions Jennifer Aniston. Is it wrong that I went to sleep Sunday evening thinking about Jonathan Abram, Henry Ruggs, Josh Jacobs, and our offensive line? If it is, I don't care. Happiness is wrapped in silver and black, and we're on our way. The undefeated Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go. There was some outstanding individual performances, especially 24 and 28. Jonathan Abram is so good. Every time he hits someone, I can picture the likes of Woodson, Hayes, and Fu leaping off their sofas and screaming 100% Raider to the core. Amen. As for Josh Jacobs, I've been trying to find words to explain how good he is, but Coach Gruden summed it up way better than I ever could by comparing elements of his game to the great Walter Payton. Sweetness is my all-time non-Raider favorite player, so being compared to him is all you need. I'll say this. If Josh Jacobs keeps dumping on opponents like this, we should sign Odell Beckham Jr. as a running backs coach. Oh, Lord. I was way too far into that sentence to edit it. I'm dead. Oh, damn you, Paul.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang it, Paul. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so I can't stand it. Jeez. We've known, oh gosh, I can't talk. We've known for a while now how good our offensive line is. It is nice to see. I'm sweating profusely over here. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. All right. How good our offensive line is. It's nice to see some members of the media finally catching up and giving credit where credit is due. I know it's important not to get carried away with the win, and there were times when we were watching our defense with our hands and our heads and gritted teeth, but if you can't celebrate wins, what's the point? Michelle in the chat's deep breath, Smurf. Sorry, I gotta find my Quan here, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't pre-read. If you guys can't tell, I don't pre-read these.
Yeah, we don't read any
of
these.
We don't read these. I just cut them and snip them and print them and so I don't, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, your voicemails I hear loosely, but your emails, I don't pre-read these things. So I'm hearing it just like you are. Okay. The game ebbed and flowed, and in games like this, there's always a decisive moment, so it's crucial to be ready when it arises. In this case, there happened to be two. The 4th and inches stop was obviously critical, but before that, there was a huge play. That was so money. Step forward, Agent Whitehead. Clearly a case of, Agent Whitehead, this is your mission, should you choose to accept it. The Raiders are coming into town at the weekend, and they may need your help at some point, and you need to remember that you're flaky in the backfield, so when the time comes, at the critical time if possible, commit a stupid penalty to keep a drive going, the kind of thing you used to do in Oakland should do it. Well, Agent Whitehead didn't disappoint with the pass interference call and a solid game from DC4, and the guys did the rest. There are still player rumors doing the rounds. Earl Thomas's name being mentioned by a few. After listening to last week's RFR rundown and Nicole Lynn's explanation of the rules, it might be worth taking a look at one or two veterans, knowing we can release them after week 8 if things don't work out and not being tied to any big money. Glad you caught that, Paul. Yeah, and absolutely. That was very informative from Nicole Lynn. So week 1 was tough. We lost some of the battles, but we didn't lose the war. The Saints are going to be something else, though. They're an impressive unit, but I choose to remain happy until Monday. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Until Monday night when the anxiety can take over again. Stay safe, RFR family. Love your Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Edgerton in Shropshire, Mississippi. Polly Award winner 2019. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. I have a feeling you might win them back to back after that.
Well, yeah.
Little rip there. Oh my gosh, I said rip. BRT Sizzler scorekeeper. Proud made man. See what I did? I didn't even do that on purpose. Proud made man, five-time winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Hey, this is Pete Koch, former Los Angeles Raider. Yeah, back in the old days, baby. And you're listening to Murph and Uncle Mosh, who happens to have the same hair as me. Check it out, Raiders Fan Radio.
I love the chat room is crushing a lot of things in there, but I love Raider Rue is crushing Gunther.
Oh my God! Like every 2 minutes,
everything he says, he ends it with "I hate Paul Gunther."
Well, yeah,
yeah, so he wrote Murph liked that joke almost as much as I hate Paul Gunther.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Who else in the chat room, Swag?
Yeah, we got Big Easy, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Michelle Sweat, Pirate 1975, Sugar Shane, Raider Rich, Adam Hill was in there, Raider Rue, Lee B, Darth Vader Raider, Raider Born Rico, Raider Classics, Ron the Mater Raider, I think I already said that, but he's in there. Fierce Raider, Raider Ramon. We got the whole crew.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Appreciate everybody joining us in the chat. Aaron the Q-Dog Raider asked, when will Max start picking games? So yeah, I'm gonna hit her up because
that'd be a fun new segment.
Yeah, you might. I don't think you were here for that. I believe I think it was Aaron's idea. About having Max pick.
I love it.
Yeah, having her pick games. And so we're gonna do that this week because her and I will be together on an airplane for a handful of hours on our way to Vegas. And so yeah, we'll have Max pick some games and I'll be able to share those guys with you. Also, too, by the way, you can follow the YouTube channel where all of you in the chat are already at. But for those of you listening, you can go to youtube.com/MurphsFanCave. Whenever we do Raider trips, I always record stuff. And we do live streams, we do different little video vlogs, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned to the channel. You're going to hear from us, even though we're not doing a show next week. There's going to be plenty of stuff coming at you. So definitely check that out. All right, let's get to it, Jeff. Let's get to the capo. He is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. He is the leader of the made men and the made women. And, every crew needs a captain. And so let's check in from our buddy Aaron and see what he's got to say this week.
Greetings, Don Merck, Consigliere Mosh, Thunderboss Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Sizzler, Big Raider Trucker, Mojo from When the Universe Speaks, Ramon the Mean King, Swag Jeff, Nation, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider coming to you from the great state of Texas. First, congratulations to our Raiders for coming out and winning a total trap game orchestrated once again by the NFL, playing on the road, on the East Coast, in their early time slot, whatever. Our D, they're going to have to tighten up. We're going to need more stops moving forward, and honorable mention to Baby Clellan for doing what he does best by merely getting in the way on that last stand by the Panthers. Kudos to wideout Henry Ruggs III for his remarkable debut in Week 1. This kid's going to be a superstar. But let me put, this on your collective minds. Once again, the Browns lived down to their name and were a steaming pile on the turf of M&T Stadium, losing 38-6. But that prompted an article by Sportsnaut's Vince Frank, who went out and wrote that there are 4 potential landing spots, for Odell Beckham Jr., who is already being shot by the Browns. Listed on there were the Pats, the Packers, the 49ers, and his best fit, the Las Vegas Raiders. His rationale is as follows. OBJ to the Raiders makes a lot of sense. The team lost their star receiver in Tyrell Williams and to a season-ending injury, but what's new with him? And it's relying on 2 rookies, Henry Ruggs and Brian Edwards, the starters. Ruggs showed up big time in that first game versus Carolina, and once again, he's going to be a star. So you know what? Can you imagine OBJ and Ruggs burning up the doggone sidelines? Man, I can only dream. Now, from the entertainment capital of the world to the barbecue butthole of the world, is it any surprise to hear that the Chiefs and the Texans, who kicked off the NFL season last Thursday, September 10th, were greeted by a stadium full of booing fans during a moment of silence for social justice and unity? Just figures. As a part of the NFL social justice efforts, the phrases end racism, which was initially misspelled by one of the Kansas City scholars, and it read end rapism. Simmer on that for a minute. Earlier last week, here was a quote. It takes all of us, but, the moment of unity I personally thought was good. The booing was unfortunate in the moment, said J.J. Watt, defensive end of the Houston Texans. He went on to say, I don't fully understand. There was no flag involved. There was nothing involved besides 2 teams coming together to show unity. Now remember, Kansas City is where, the city voted in an overwhelming landslide to change Martin Luther King Boulevard back to the Paseo just last year. This is the part of the call where I give thanks. I'm thankful that Nick Kwiatkowski in fact, didn't tear his pectoral on Sunday. Right tackle Trent Brown, who is being whispered about, in the Raiders organization, as the front office is becoming more and more frustrated with him and his constant injuries. Once again was injured on Sunday as well. His replacement, Sam Young, Believe it or not, he got injured as well. But I'm thankful that all three Raiders will have the opportunity in order to have an opportunity to play on Monday Night Football. Now, I'm thankful as well that Saints All-World wide receiver Mike Thomas is out for the game on Monday Night Football as well. Real talk. We did not need to face him with our young secondary on Monday.
Yep.
And does anybody still feel some type of way that we still didn't, have the opportunity to acquire TB12? That's right, Tom Brady. How you feeling about that stinker he dropped on his first week with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? The hit list, of course, Dalen Levitt, the Los Angeles Clippers for obvious reasons, Alejandro Villanueva, and Mike Ditka. You know why. Now, respect goes out to the made men and women. Kevin the Raider Nerd, B-Dog in the Pasture, Raider-born Rico, Haley from Scotland, Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, His Lordship, Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eyepatch, Rev Raider, Monster Mash Ken, Running Bear, Coach Davis, Raider Lim, Raider Clem, Oso Raider, Big Easy Raider, Raider 1975, Fabricator Gill, Wild Raider, Death Scroll Steve from H-Town, Put It Down, Give Me a Song, Ron and Alliance, The Vader Raider, Splatterhead, and everybody from the fan club Blitz. Rudy Root.
Excellent job, as always, from the Capo. He is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. There's a reason that he runs the Made Men and Made Women crew. And so I want to comment on a couple things there. And I'm reading in the chat, a lot of folks are like, OBJ, Odell Beckham could be he can be a diva. He can be all these things. I kind of like it too. And I'm typically not the guy that's like, bring in ye old whatever, high profile diva person, wide receiver player, whatever. Like, I don't typically fall in line with wanting players that can, quote, be distractions. Okay. But something about OBJ though, is that he's a showman. And he did well in New York. And despite his public persona, there was never any reports, at least not that I'm aware of, and I'm a pretty in tune football fan, I don't ever remember him getting called out by Giants teammates for being, selfish or whatever else. Now, granted, towards the end of his time there.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked by a field goal, the field goal net.
Well, yeah, and he got pouty and he got all that stuff. And yes, those things were showing up. But aside from that, and then especially the whole time he's been in Cleveland, you haven't heard anything out of him. And he's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's in the most non-showboaty city in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think if you take him and you put him in Vegas and he understands that for his brand or whatever else, he's got to play well. I don't know. I kind of like it and I don't know why. And maybe I can't pick one exact thing. You know what I mean? But this one, I would feel better about him than I did about Antonio Brown.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when people think of we need to sign Des Bryant or we need to whatever. Again, there's so many times that we've been tied to high profile receivers. I'm kind of with Aaron on this one. And I don't think that it would be as disruptive as maybe what it could have been in the past. And again, even in his Giants time, when those displays, it wasn't his teammates. It was the media.
Right.
But it wasn't his teammates. And all I care about, frankly, is what your teammates and your bosses think about you. Because what we as the fans and what the media thinks about you really doesn't matter.
Right.
All right, last thing I'm going to say, Aaron brought up about Michael Thomas not playing in this game. Look, I don't root for injury. Never will. You don't ever want to see players go down. But look, am I going to say that it doesn't hurt? Does it hurt my feelings that he's not going to be in this game? Absolutely not. Injuries are part of it. Every single year, injuries come into play to whether teams win or lose. And if the Saints, passing game suffers because Michael Thomas is out with an injury.
Right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, seriously. Absolutely.
Seriously.
So I got to tell you, Pyron 1975 in the chat said Andy Reid looked like a pitcher of Kool-Aid with that face mask.
Nice. Well done. Good job, Pirate 1975. All right, next up, let's get to our buddy Kevin the Raider Nerd.
What's up, Raider Fans Radio? Murph, Mosh, Swaggy J. This is Kevin the Raider Nerd. I don't know if I got this in time before the first home game there in Vegas. I just want to give a shout out, first of all. Good job, Raiders, for getting that win there in Charlotte. I know a lot of fans are bitching that they didn't get the decisive win that they wanted, but come on, man. We got the first win, there in the Eastern time zone, so we should be good to get some momentum and going here against the Monday night, second week against the Saints. I just want to say I'm really excited for you guys that are going to be there in Las Vegas. I'm going to be there. I know Murph's going to be there. We're going to be there at Tommy Rockets there on Monday night for the Raider Cody Live watch party. Make sure you guys are there. Check with me on social media, and also don't forget about Murph's Fan Cave, RFR meetups for any other information and stuff like that. But I just want to say I'm really excited to do this. I'll be celebrating my weekend there. And I hope that the RFR family is excited as we are. So I will see you there, Murph. And again, guys, let's give some love to the Raiders, man. We got some momentum going into this, and I'm really, really excited. I know we can't see the game in person, but Raider Nation is going to show up there, and I'm excited to be there with you guys. So anyway, I hope this makes it. Love you guys. Shout out, of course, to all the made men and women, and we'll see you guys soon. Oh, and by the way, Raider Born Rico, I got some Star Wars audiobooks. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind re-recording the audio on those and just saying it'd be kind of cool. # man crush. Anyway, see you guys.
Nice.
Let's get a victory this weekend against the Saints. Nate.
All right, good stuff there, man. Look forward to celebrating another Raider victory with our buddy Kevin the Raider Nerd. Of course, we're going to be on Cody's channel, and Kevin is going to jump in with us on some segments, and so look forward to seeing him. And Kevin is going to be in Vegas celebrating his 50th birthday.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm going to give Kevin, speaking of man crush, Kevin don't look 50. Bro,
no.
Guy looks like he's 30 years old.
I know, right?
Like, I don't know what it must be that Southern California sun, man. I don't know, man. But anyways, look forward to seeing Kevin next week. All right, next up, let's get to another made man. Okay, now I said I don't listen to all these because I kind of have these things running in the background, but I caught a lot of this one, and this is pretty dang funny. Great job by our buddy Eyepatch.
What's up, boys and girls? It's a winning Wednesday. That's right, we got a big W. Big win on a game. We went on the road, and we usually lose, and we came back with a victory. And let me just start off by saying Eyepatch is a little aggravated with all of these pansies calling in and complaining. Last time I called, I was in the pool relaxing. Right now I'm working, and I'm listening to radio, and I'm hearing complaints and this and that. Well, put the kids to bed, because I'm going to go off. If you don't like it, shut the up. All right? It's a win. A win is a win. I don't care how it is. We came back off the road with OW. So just shut up. All you little fans who want to cry and complain, well, Arnett did this wrong and this guy did that wrong. You know what? Mullen let up a touchdown in his first game, too. And we went through this. The secondary is young. They're going to get their lumps. They're going to blow coverages. It's going to happen. And if you guys want to start bailing out on the defense already, we're in for a long season. So you can just put your diapers on and get in a little ball and go skip. That's about all I got to say about that, man. I am just aggravated with these fans already complaining. You know, you wanted Derek Carr. All Derek Carr needs to do is win. All he needs to do is win. Well, guess what? He won. Now shut up. Shut your freaking pie holes already. One win. One game. One win. There's only 15 other teams got win this weekend. All right? We're one of them. God forbid, COVID ends the season today. Guess what? We're in the playoffs. So shut up already. And another thing. There's John Gruden. What the hell has he been eating all off season, for God's sake? He's been putting down those Boston cream pies, Mosh. I think we can get his shirt, game shirt, and give it to Mosh. And I think it would fit. For a kid who's a bodybuilder or whatever, you better go listen to the kid, because that boy put on some pounds, man. All right, boys. Let's go. Got the Saints this week. It's going to be tough, but God, we lose this one and these guys start complaining again, I'm going to lose it. You guys have a good night. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
So I think he's saying that John Gruden is coming after Andy Reid's title, apparently.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny, Eyepatch. Look, I'm fogging up again. I got to get my fog wipes out there. The Kevin Raider.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Next up, let's hear from guy we haven't heard from in a while. Always good to hear from our buddy Dave in the 330.
What's up, Moss, Murph, Swaggy? It's Dave out here in the 330 Ohio. Just wanted to give you a call. Thank you for all the videos, content, everything you're doing out there. Congratulations, and thanks for setting up the foundation there with Raider Cody. Listening to you guys a lot here. Love the fact that you really plugged the the donations, trying to get people to donate and raise money there. I wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to Amazon Smile. Shout out Amazon, no free shout outs, but almost everybody uses Amazon for shopping. If you give a quick Google of Amazon Smile, it'll tell you how to set it up. But basically, it just takes a small portion of everything you buy on Amazon gets donated to a charity you choose. There's some good ones on there. I donate to the Blitz Foundation through mine. My wife does St. Jude's, which is a great foundation helping out those kids there. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to that. It's a way to donate without doing anything. It doesn't cost you anymore when you buy things on there, so you can get some Raiders gear on Amazon, whatever. So that's that anyway. I'm so excited for this season. Who knows what it's going to bring? Hopefully some W's. But I've been working down in my basement. I tricked my family into getting a silver and black room by calling it a theater. They told me I can't have a Raiders room, so I was like, well, we got to have the walls. I got a projector. We got to have the walls dark, so we're going to paint them like a charcoal black color. And then,
there you go.
Well, the screen's got to be silver. So now I got my silver and black room. It's not quite finished, but it's going to be awesome. Projecting the games on about a 100-inch screen on the wall there, so that's going to be sweet. So let's freaking go.
Awesome. Good stuff there from Dave and the 330. And so, listen, I appreciate that on multiple levels. So he mentioned the Amazon Smile.
Yes.
And he mentioned kudos to us for setting up the foundation. So a couple things there. So Cody and I have joined together to form the One Nation Foundation, and that is a Raiders charity, it's not a Raiders charity. I take that back. It is our charity, not affiliated with our shows, and we are going to take the money that we raise and give to others Raider-related charities. So that's Stabler, the XOXO Foundation, that is the Blitz Foundation, that is the Greater Youth Sports Association that's in Las Vegas. There's numerous charities that we're going to give to through the One Nation Foundation. So a couple things there. First off, appreciate you saying that and bringing it up. Second of all, it's a nonprofit organization and it's a legally formed entity that I've found out I could submit on this Amazon Smile. So like he says, he gives to Bolitnikoff through that. We're going to have One Nation Foundation set up to where you can give to One Nation Foundation through this Amazon Smile.
How cool is that?
We're eligible for that because we're a legit company. Now, that said, you know what, Swaggo? There's a pandemic going on. You can't roll into a bank and open up an account like you used to.
Yeah.
So I went to go do this week to get it because we finally have all of our paperwork in line. Couldn't get in, so I had to set an appointment, whatever. That's getting in the weeds a little bit. But so you're going to see that soon. My goal, my hope is that we are completely set up before the broadcast on Monday so that we can really push this thing on Cody's channel during that show. Cody's got, frankly, a wider reach than we do.
Sure.
On the video stuff. And I don't know what it is in terms of the audio stuff, but the point being, we know Cody gets to a lot of ears and a lot of eyes. And the fact that he is, chosen to partner with us is very gracious on his part. And so, again, we're supporting one another. This isn't us, my thing or his thing, whatever. This is us collectively together, and it's separate from our shows. So that said, we're hoping to have this thing up and running by Monday and push it out to you all, and it will be open for all kinds of different donations, including that Amazon Smile. So right on, Dave, man, that was killer. I didn't know about that at all until he brought it up.
Yeah, that's cool.
So super cool that he did that. All right, next up, crowd favorite, Swaggo.
Oh,
you know the city.
Well, yeah.
You know the city. Raider Beto 9-hole here. So I finally changed the battery for my smoke detector and put it back into my phone. So sorry about that, guys. Anyway, we won. It was an ugly win, but we won. As the motto says, just win, baby. Yeah, defense looked like, I can't say that word, but yeah, it looked like that. Offense was good. Josh Jacobs, he's the truth. And I'm so glad we traded he who must not be named, who did nothing today, again, I believe. And it was looking good on the offense, but the defense, they're getting tired again. I saw that in the fourth quarter, defense giving up that touchdown with Robbie Anderson. What the hell was that? Robbie Anderson just killed Jonathan. Was it Jonathan Abram that was covering him? Or was it David Arnett?
It was Arnett.
Yeah, that was
a rough play. That was a rough play.
Anyway, either way, win's a win. Next week's the Saints. I hope they win that game because I was supposed to be at that game, and I was supposed to turn 21 that weekend, and I was supposed to legally drink at that point, buy my first legal drink. So, and COVID. Anyway, I'd like to dedicate this call to my grandma who recently passed away. She used to watch the Raider games with me all the time. She was the one to calm me down when they lost. I remember the Niners game. She gave me an ice cream bar to calm me down. So, love you, abuelita. Rest in peace. And that one was for you. Raider Nation, always.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's great sentiment from Beto there. And,
Yes.
We bust on each other a lot on our calls between Beto and I, and but not in this case. Much respect to you and your grandma. And I can and I wish Mosh was here tonight because my grandma Jenny, Mosh's mom, was a huge sports fan, and it was like a big deal that Mosh lost his dad early on in life. And so it was Grandma Jenny and these four kids, these four crazy, Sicilian kids. And she used to take them to games. Like that's what formed his fandom, was going to, Giants games and A's games and, a lot of baseball, going to roller derby, like all these things. And even just watching sports, like Grandma Jenny always had sports on. And so even when I came up watching sports, and as much as my uncles and my own dad and were the biggest influences on me, like my grandma always had sports on. Like she was always a thing, and it was always really fun. It was like a different, and the idea of he was upset because the Raiders lost, and she gave him you know what I mean? She gave him a treat, and it's just so sweet, man. And I just my heart goes out to you, Beto, and I loved and thank you for being willing to share those memories here on our show. All right, next up, Swaggo. I mentioned at the top of the show, it's always good to hear from first-time callers. Always good to hear from from first-timers. But this name is highly familiar. In fact, he was in the chat earlier tonight. We see him all the time, but now we'll get to hear from him. And let's go check in with our buddy Atticus. Be rockin'.
What's up, RFR, Raider Nation? This is Manny, also known as Atticus Be Rockin' on YouTube. My first time calling in. First off, thank you, Mosh, Murph, and Swaggy J for putting on a great show. Long time listener, but haven't called in yet. Been a little nervous, whatever. Anyway, how about some Raiders? Woo! And dude, that hit on McCaffrey from Abrams, that was something else. And immediately after that, my first thought was, I can't wait to see what he does to that tiny-ass running back in KC. He's going to lay him out. Woo! Anyway, I'm excited for the season. I think good things are coming. Go Raiders!
All right, good stuff there. Good job, Atticus B.
Well,
Rocket.
yeah.
Yeah, man. No, you didn't sound nervous at all.
No, you're good.
You know what the thing is, I learned quickly. Of course, and I talk into a microphone every week, and Jeff and I in our jobs, we talk a lot and present to different people and all that kind of stuff. What you'll find, and if I could just give you a little pro tip, you never sound as nervous as you think you are.
No, never.
There's so many times. How many times have we done this show and you and I look at each other afterwards and we're like, oh gosh, man, like, I don't know, that one segment or that one thing felt weird or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we go back and listen to it and it's like,
oh, we sounded fine.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I was nervous every time I did a show for Uncle Mosh. Being in theater and stuff. I mean, I did 3 years of theater with him in high school, and then did 2 shows. We did one together where we were actors side by side, and then he directed Wizard of Oz, and I was the Scarecrow. And I mean,
Which was killer, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you only had a brain.
Yeah, if I only had a brain. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We play a lot, but Jeff, you're like a real singer.
Well,
you're a
I
real
appreciate
performer.
Yeah, I
You
appreciate
do a good job.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Anyways, back to being nervous.
I mean, but you're nervous every time, and you go back and watch it or listen to it or whatever. You're like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. Yeah.
So no, great job there,
No,
Atticus. Be rocking, and call us back 2 more. And you become the newest made man here in Raiders Fan Radio. So good stuff there. All right, next up, let's hear from another crowd favorite. Well, one of 2 guys or one singular guy with 2 names.
Yeah.
You be the judge. Mosh has his skepticism. I trust the pictures and the emails and the voicemails from one of the made twins, not Matthew, but Daniel Mangus.
Raiders! Raider Nation, this is Daniel Mangus from Fremont, California. I called it, man. I knew it. Josh Jacobs was going to eat 3 touchdowns, baby. The Carolina Panthers had no answer for him. Henry Ruggs is the real deal. Jonathan Abram is going to come and light your ass up, boy. So fired up for this team. And now it's on to Monday Night Football. Who that? We that. Saints better watch out, baby.
Come on.
Go Raiders.
Nice job, Daniel Mangus. I love the
That's
energy,
killer.
man.
That's killer. I dig it.
Oh, I'm fired up, man. That's good stuff, man. Love the energy to that call, man. Killer stuff, man. Good job. I appreciate you and your brother, man. These guys, telling you on social media and everything else, these guys have our back, man. And we love the Mangus twins. Max, my boo, Max. She's like, I love those Mangus guys. I want to meet them. I'm like, well, maybe they'll be in Vegas one day when we're out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're super, super cool. I appreciate those guys. All right, so someone else that we hear from a lot, see him in the chat all the time, hear his voicemails all the time, or excuse me, hear his emails all the time. But Swaggo, here's a voicemail from... There was a lot of speculation early on whether this was Kil'jaedus or Kil'jaedus, as Mosh says. Turns out it's Kil'jaedus.
Hey, what's up, Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swaggy Jeff, and all my brothers and sisters of the Silver and Black Nation. It's Kil'jaedus 907. How's it going? Coming at you all the way up north in Alaska. I am one of the most northern Raider fans in the world. One of the lesser-known YouTubers that puts out Raider videos, proudly man, and the Northern Lights of the RFR show. I just want to sit down real quick and quickly talk over at least what happened in the Carolina Panthers game and stuff like that. And see, well, wait a minute. What's that sound? Teddy and the Pussycat taking on the Silver and Black. Run McCaffrey is their only stretch. Neat, sweet, a groovy song. You're invited, come along. Hurry, hurry. See Jacobs working over their defense. Carolina's tucking. There's no chance. Missing extra points now. That's the difference. 4 DBs, my Raider can 1-0. We got the win. Come on along now. Teddy and the Pussycat got beat by the Silver and Black. Ran away when we yelled scat. Raider Nation, we just won. Wasn't that game just fun? Teddy and the Pussycat. Teddy and the Pussycat. Yeah. How about that? Anyway, enough flipping around. I need to do the Raiders recap on my channel. I'll catch you later. Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was epic.
That's so good.
Great job,
That's so
man.
good.
So good. Okay, so here's the thing, man. Like during the off season, you know, we get a smattering of smattering, whatever the word is. We get a few emails and voicemails throughout the course of the week. When the season kicks in, you all bring it, man. It's,
oh my gosh.
Like the Sizzler sometimes is kind of not easy to pick from because everybody's stuff is always so great, but you have a smaller pool to choose from.
Yeah.
Dude, on nights like tonight, you all bring it. The RFR listeners bring it, man. I love it. Dude, from the voicemails to the emails, they're so good. And Kil'jaedus, man, great to hear from you, man. Love it when you guys sing on this. So speaking of singing, so I think it was Aaron earlier tonight was like shouted out Houston Raider Steve.
Yes.
Because Houston Raider Steve sings frequently on this show. So this is good. So this is the last one we got for tonight. And Swaggo will award a Sizzler to the best email or voicemail of the evening. And so this is going to be the last one, and then I'll turn it over to Swag. But I got a little something for you after this voicemail.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's check in with our buddy, Houston Raiders Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag, Jeff. Boy, I tell you, that win in Carolina was as good as some sweet Carolina ribs. Tell you what, man, Josh Jacobs, did he remind you of McFadden or a young Marcus Allen? Boy, him and Ruggs. Well, there was kind of a scale with Ruggs, but he's good, and he came back, performed well. Aguilar performed well. And then, of course, Edwards performed well. Our defense was a little bit rusty. The person that he likes to pronounce Farrell, it's the C to the E to the whatever. But anyway, he did a great job. Remind me of a name we don't talk about. Anyway, that no longer plays with us. Anyway, so that was just a great win. Defenses always try to catch up with the offenses. The defense can be better. We've got a tough road ahead of us. And the Saints, I don't project us to win this game, but we won the first game, and we haven't had a very good record on the East Coast, and they've been getting up early about 6 o'clock for 7 o'clock practices, so it's going to be good. Oh, by the way, what about those Denver Broncos? Barrel Man, if he was alive, he'd be putting on his clothes. And what's his name? John Denver. Take me home, country roads, to the place where I belong. Not very good. Anyway, yeah, I tell you what, even Horseface up there. Gotta love it when the Broncos lose at home. Incomplete, Bronco fans. The Raiders are back, baby. Raiders!
That's so good.
All right, so Jeff, you are the resident a singer here.
Okay.
So Houston Raiders Steve, he brought some John Denver there. So what do you think? How are we doing tonight so far between Kil'jaedus and Houston Raiders Steve? Because the chat's like, Steve's got some competition.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Teddy and the Pussycats is pretty good. It's pretty good. So, we're. Am I just going to go ahead and award the Sizzler? Is that what you've thrown it to me for?
No, I've actually thrown it to you because I wanted to look up this soundbite, and this is what I think of when I hear these guys.
Okay.
Request this from me. You gotta know, I'm not just some guy. Brennan, that is the voice of an angel. Brennan, I can't even make eye contact with you right now. Your voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
I love you guys, man. You're the best. Well, I love it when you guys sing. All right, but Houston Raiders Steve wasn't done, Jeff.
Oh,
he's not done yet.
Murph, Mosh, Swag, Jeff, I just wanted to add, the few Bronco fans that were in the stadium last night against the Tennessee Tuxedos Titans were saying, like Rob Schneider and the Waterboy, oh no, we suck again.
Okay, so he leaves it at that, right?
Okay.
Okay, so, oh no, we suck again. So famously Rob Schneider in the movie Waterboy.
Yes.
Oh no, we suck again. So I was like, okay, well, because this is what happens to me, Jeff.
Okay.
Okay, so it's what happens when I get left alone in the fan cave. Okay, so I start thinking about like, well, that's funny. Like, that was good, Steve. Like, that was great.
Yeah.
Then I start thinking about, well, I wonder how that matches up to Rob Schneider actually saying that line. So I started comparing them, and this is what I got to so far.
Oh no! We suck again!
Okay, so that's Rob Schneider.
Yes.
And then Steve.
Oh no, we suck again!
Okay, and then I'm like, well, what happens if I combined them?
Oh no! We suck again!
Okay, so pretty cool, right? And then I'm like, hey, you know what else? Cousin Sonny sent me some new beats. So I decided to remix them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Houston Raiders Steve. Rob Schneider. Denver Broncos, where you at?
Oh no! We suck again!
Oh no, we suck again!
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh no, we suck again!
Yes!
Oh no! We suck again! Oh no! We suck again!
Uh-oh.
So thank you guys.
That's so good.
So that was so thankful we had so Rob Schneider, Houston Raiders Steve, and Sonny. Congratulations to the three of you.
I love it.
You like that?
I love it. Pirate 1975 says that's Denver's new theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, Swaggo, who we got for the Sizzler?
Oh my gosh, you guys have made it so hard for me.
I know, right? Good
Holy
stuff
cow.
tonight.
Yeah, so good. So we started about an hour ago with an email from Tyler Raider with his thoughts on the game and thanking Tahir Whitehead and talking about the steamy pig on the sideline on Thursday night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. David Love got made. Running Bear was talking about Carr stats. Michelle celebrating and let us know that she loves when Rico calls the show.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. And then Paul, who's looking to hire OBJ to help Jacobs dump on players. And then, of course, we started the voicemails with the capo. Kevin the Raider Nerd pumped about Vegas and a hashtag man crush on Rico. Then we have Dave in the 330 talking about Amazon Smile shout out, which is awesome.
Yes.
Beto, who says that JJ28 is the truth, and prayers up for your grandmother, Beto. Atticus be rocking his first time call. Call 2 more times, bro. That was awesome, and you did great.
Yeah, great stuff.
And he loved that Abram pop just like we all did. Daniel Mangus is super pumped for Monday night. He said, "Who dat? We dat." That's right. And Houston Raider Steve singing, along with Kil'jaedus singing Teddy and the Pussycats. Houston Raider Steve with a great collab with Rob Schneider, and they almost won the Sizzler. Almost won the Sizzler.
Almost?
Yes, almost. And, and I wish I had more Sizzlers to give, but I'm not the Sizzler.
Well, you can. There have been co-champions before.
Is there co-champions?
If you feel like you got to go there, it's your call.
Well, and Paul is the official Sizzler scorekeeper.
Yes, correct.
You know what? We're going to give 3 full Sizzlers away tonight.
What?
3 full Sizzlers.
What?
We're not going to give a third.
3 full Sizzlers. That's never happened.
It's never happened. It's never happened.
But seriously, dude, come on. The content that you guys are sending us now, it's phenomenal.
Yes.
It's phenomenal. So
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm supportive of this.
So I'm going to be like Oprah tonight.
You get a Sizzler.
You get a Sizzler. Houston Raider Steve, you get a Sizzler. And the main Sizzler award goes to Eyepatch, who is upset with the complainers of the Raiders, said, STFU, shut your pie hole. He was talking about COVID playoffs. We made it. And nominating Gruden for Fat of the Week. All 3 of you are this week's Sizzlers.
Yes.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Excellent job, everybody, man. I cannot appreciate you all enough for the way that you support this show, and continue, please, send us your fabulous emails. Send us those voicemails. Show, SHOW, at RaidersFanRadio.com, 909-345-3346. The more creative, the better, man. We love that stuff. For those of you that are new to our show tonight, and there's been so many of you, thanks to Cody for shouting out the link, and we've got a lot of new folks in the chat room tonight. This is an irreverent show. I mean, we love the Raiders. We are the most passionate Raider fans, just like you are, but we don't take ourselves too seriously, and we just want to celebrate the fandom of Raider Nation. And so, we're not about hard-hitting analysts and you know what I mean, and trying to be insiders or anything. We just like to have fun and like to celebrate the fans of the Las Vegas Raiders. So appreciate you and what you do for us each and every week.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today!
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Oh, I see. I got along with the TD.
Yeah.
I got along with the TD.
How about that dime, man? Derek throwing the dime.
It's perfect.
So good.
It's perfect.
Such a great week here, in Raider Nation. And again, appreciate everybody. I'm going to leave it to Swag to shout out the chat. But please continue to contact the show. Thank you for what you do to support us in all the different ways. Thank you for the ways that you support the foundation and especially the show here directly. YouTube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Look for us on any podcast service, Murph's Fan Cave. And just like, subscribe, write us a review, all that good stuff. We will see many of you in Vegas this week. I'm fired up, man. I cannot wait. Me and Max are on our way to Vegas on Sunday. Looking forward to seeing you. Looking forward to celebrating 2-0 as we whip up on the Saints. And, man, with the Raiders right down the street in Las Vegas. Going to be great stuff. Thank you, Swaggo. You did such an awesome job tonight.
Well, thank you.
Co-pilot here in the Fan Cave. Love you, man, and take us home.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. Eyepatch, Vinny in there, Michelle Sweat, Sugar Sane, Fierce Raider, Todd Clements, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, QB Jeff, Michelle Sweat, Raider Born Rico, Big Easy, Raider Roo, Coach Davis, Lee B. The whole crew is in here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Without you guys subscribing, hitting that like button, viewing us on YouTube, it'd just be a couple of schmucks in here in Middle Tennessee. So thank you guys. You make the show. Thanks for everyone who emailed, everyone who called. You guys are the best. We love you so much. Thanks for joining us, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. And remember, everybody, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
For the first time ever.
For the first time. Yes. Good night.
Good night, YouTube.
Good night.
All right, now I got to find the button. You got the.
What, are we still live?
Yeah, I got to hit the button. You got the button?
We'll hit that button.
Hit the button.
Which
You
one?
You hit the button.
Just press the damn button.